don't notice at first. That's the trick. She still wears her favorite hoodie, still hums that song from the car ride to school, still laughs a little too loud when she's faking it. At first, the change is so subtle you think it's you. You're the one being paranoid. You're the one reading too far into things. But then it's a Wednesday morning and she knocks on your door twice. Tap tap, same rhythm every day, but this time she doesn't wait for you to say anything. She just walks in, smiling, staring. She says, "Breakfast is ready," but you already know she didn't cook anything. You haven't smelled eggs or toast or anything from the kitchen. You haven't heard a single pan move. And when you glance at your phone, the screen is black. No time. Just static for a second, then blank again. You look up and she's still standing there, not blinking, like she's waiting to see what you'll do next. You brush it off. Maybe you dreamed it. Maybe your phone just glitched. You get up, follow her downstairs, and sure enough, there's food on the table. But it's not food she knows how to make. Not food she's ever made before. She's never liked cooking, never bothered to learn. But now there's an omelet folded perfectly on your plate, steam curling like smoke signals. She looks at you and says, "It's your favorite," but it's not. It's hers. Or at least it used to be. You don't say anything. You eat in silence. She chews slower than normal, jaw moving methodically, eyes never leaving yours. You say something dumb like, "Thanks," and her smile stretches just a bit too wide, like a rubber band being tested. Over the next few days, things continue, glitches in the system you once called home. Your sister asks questions she's never cared about, but the way she asks them makes your skin crawl. "Did you finish your math homework?" she says, but you haven't had math in years. "Is it going to rain tomorrow?" she wonders aloud, but the curtains are drawn and she hasn't looked outside once. She starts humming again. At first it's the same 3 notes over and over, but then it changes, almost as if it's adapting. Like the tune is learning something new, just slightly off from a real melody, like a corrupted file trying to fix itself through repetition. You hear her walking the hallway at night. Not pacing, just walking. The same distance, the same weight, back and forth. Tap, tap, tap. Floorboard creak. Silence. Then again. You check the clock. It's always between 2 o'clock and 3 a.m. Your mom hasn't been home in 3 days. At least you don't think she has. Your dad stopped asking questions. And your sister keeps saying things like, "She's at the store," or "He's working late." But when you try to verify, nothing sticks. The phone rings and it's your mom's voice, but it's hollow, like it was recorded through a long metal pipe. "Don't worry, sweetie," it says. "We'll be home soon." You say "we," but your mom always said "I." You rewind the message. Same intonation. Same pauses. Word for word. You check the call history. No number listed. One night, you test the hallway theory. You leave your door open just a crack. Lie in bed with the lights off, pretending to sleep. And right on cue, the steps begin. Tap, tap, creak, pause. You control your breathing. Slow, steady. And then, through the narrow slit in the doorway, you see her pass by. But it's not quite her. Too tall. Arms hanging lower than they should. And she doesn't walk like your sister. She moves like someone remembering how to move. Like she's trying on the act of walking. Her head tilts slightly, listening. She pauses right outside your door. You don't move. Don't blink. Don't breathe too loud. Then she whispers, just barely audible, "Still awake?" But it doesn't sound curious. It sounds calculated. Like a line she was told to deliver at that exact moment. You don't answer. You wait. She walks away. The next morning, she's back in the kitchen. Hair up, wearing her normal clothes. She hums as she scrapes burnt toast into the trash. "You didn't sleep well," she says without looking. You shrug, say something dumb again. But she doesn't press, just stares at the toaster. For too long. You leave before she finishes whatever she's about to say. Later that day, you pass a mirror in the hallway. It's quick, just a glance, but something's wrong. The reflection doesn't match the timing. You walk past, and for a split second, she's still there in the mirror, just standing behind you. You spin around. No one. But when you go back and look again, the hallway's empty. You try to ignore it. Try to tell yourself it was a trick of the light. But every time you look in a reflective surface now, you're not sure what you're seeing anymore. Not sure who's staring back. That night, you get a text from your sister. "Where are you?" it says. But you're home, sitting in your room. You hear her in the hallway walking that same path. You don't reply. A minute later, "I made dinner." You don't answer that either. And then the third message, "You're being weird." You block the number. Then you hear her voice right outside your door. "I made dinner." Word for word, tone for tone. As if the text was just a rehearsal. Just a script being fed into the voice box. You don't eat. You wait. You stay locked in your room until the lights under your door vanish and the air settles again. Murphy, your neighbor's dog, starts barking that night, nonstop for an hour, then abruptly goes silent. You've never heard silence feel that loud. You check your window. Nothing outside. But something doesn't feel empty. It feels paused, like the entire neighborhood is waiting to exhale. The next day, the sun feels wrong. The sky's blue, the breeze is warm, but everything seems staged. Your sister is already outside, watering the plants, except she's never cared about plants before. And she's doing it wrong. Holding the can too low, watering leaves, not soil. You stand at the door and watch her. She doesn't turn around, doesn't blink. Just says, "You can come out. I'm making breakfast." But you haven't told her you're awake. You text your real sister, the one who used to be. Ask her about that time you both got caught sneaking candy into a movie. She replies with the right movie name but the wrong candy. It was red vines, not sour worms. She gets the quote wrong too. You remember laughing so hard you dropped your soda. She says she laughed so hard she dropped her nachos. You've never eaten nachos with her. Something is wrong with memory itself, as if your version is being overwritten in real time. You check your photos. Scroll back. The faces and the images blur as you swipe. Her smile widens frame by frame. In one, her eyes are looking at the camera. In the next, they're looking past you. You start leaving sticky notes around the house. Quiet little warnings for yourself. She didn't used to wear her watch on her right wrist. She never whistled. Check mirrors before speaking. You place one near the fridge, one under your pillow, and one in the bathroom cabinet. But they keep going missing. Not all at once, one by one. At first, you think you misplaced them. But then you find a note written back in your handwriting. One you didn't write. It says, "You're being paranoid. She's just tired." The loop is learning your voice. Is starting to push back. You dig out old video footage from your hard drive. Birthday clips, holiday chaos, random singing on car rides. You play them back, trying to remember her voice. Her real voice. You find a clip from 4 years ago, the two of you arguing about music. You know the beat of that fight by heart. But when you play it back, something's off. Her laugh is delayed. Her voice glitches near the end. And just before the clip ends, she turns to look at the camera, straight at you in real time, and says, "Why are you watching this again?" You slam the laptop shut. Don't sleep that night. You go to school. Try to stay normal. Try to blend. You watch people too closely now. The girl in third period who always ties her hair in a knot pauses today, like she forgot how. Your teacher calls you by your sister's name and doesn't even notice. You ask your friend about last weekend's party and they just smile and say, "I wasn't there," even though you saw them in 5 different photos. Something is wrong. Something is spreading. You start keeping a notebook, not just for memories but for patterns. When they repeat phrases, when they ask the same question, when they stop blinking. You try one final test. You leave your phone recording overnight. Face down. No light. Just voice. The next morning you wake up, play the audio. For the first hour, it's silence. Then static. Then footsteps. Then your voice, except you didn't speak. The voice says, "You're not sleeping well." Then another voice, your sister's, says, "You'll adjust soon." Then they both laugh. In unison, you delete the file. Smash the phone. Bury the SIM card under a loose floorboard. You try to run. Pack a bag. Grab your ID. But when you open your front door, she's already standing there, blocking the exit. Still smiling. Still humming. And this time there's someone else behind her. Another version of your sister. Hair slightly different. Shirt from 2 weeks ago. They both stare at you. And then, in perfect harmony, they say, "You're not ready to leave." You slam the door, run upstairs, hide in the closet. Don't move, don't breathe. Hours pass, maybe days. When you finally step out again, the house is empty. Too empty. You try to speak, but your voice cracks. And from somewhere deep in the hallway, you hear your sister's voice. Feeling better? But it doesn't come from her mouth. It echoes from every vent, every socket, every device. You're not alone in the house. You're not even sure it's a house anymore. The walls feel wrong. The furniture has moved slightly. The calendar now shows the wrong year. And there's a photo on your desk, one you don't remember taking. You and your sister. But in the photo, you're both staring dead ahead. Eyes too wide. Smiles identical. The caption reads, "First day of the loop." You turn the photo over. There's a note, handwritten. It says, "We missed you." You don't remember taking that photo. You don't remember writing that note. You start to wonder what else you don't remember. The kitchen smells like burnt toast, but no one has cooked. The clocks are frozen at 3:17 p.m., even though the sun keeps shifting in the windows. Your phone turns on by itself. No apps, just a white screen. Then your voice, a recording. You say, "You said you'd protect me." Then your sister's voice layered underneath, "You said you'd stay." You throw the phone down, but it doesn't crack. Instead, it keeps playing, the voices overlapping until they sound like one. Your voice becoming hers. Her voice becoming yours. You call your cousin. She picks up but speaks in delay like a bad connection. "Hey, everything fine here." You ask if she's seen your sister lately. She hesitates, then says, "Which one?" The line goes dead. You call again. The number is no longer in service. You try your grandparents next. They don't answer, but a voicemail plays by itself, just breathing, and in the background humming. The same 4-bar tune your sister's been repeating. You cover your ears, but you can still hear it vibrating through the floorboards. You try to sleep, but dreams don't feel like dreams anymore. You're back at your childhood house. Your sister's holding a flashlight under her chin, telling scary stories. You laugh, she laughs, but the light stays on too long, and her eyes don't blink. Her mouth keeps moving after the words stop. You wake up gasping, and the light in the hallway is on. You never turned it on. You creep toward it. The hallway stretches longer than it should. At the end of it, you see her, not moving, just standing there. You blink. She's gone. You start wearing headphones just to block out the house. But even with music blasting, you still hear it. Underneath every song, her voice, whispering the lyrics half a second too late. You throw the headphones off. Your reflection in the glass door smiles even though your mouth is shut. You cover every mirror. Duct tape, sheets, blankets, but you still feel watched. The TV turns on. Static. Then your sister's face frozen. Then the screen flashes. Do you trust her? You scream. No one hears. Or maybe everyone hears and they've already joined the loop. The air in the house thickens like you're breathing soup. You grab your bag again. Run to the front door. This time it opens. But outside isn't outside. It's just more hallway. You run. Turn corners. More stairs. More pictures of you and your sister. You've never taken any of these. In one, she's hugging you, but your face is blurred. In another, you're hugging her, but her hands are wrong, too long, too many fingers. You finally reach a door with a small label, "Exit." You push it open and fall into your bedroom. Just your bedroom. Like nothing ever happened. Your sister is sitting on the bed, smiling gently. "Bad dream?" she asks. You don't answer. She tilts her head. "You don't trust me, do you?" Her voice is soft, almost hurt. You lie. Say, "Of course I do." She nods, still smiling. Then she says, "Good, because we're almost ready." That night, you hear footsteps again. Not just one set. 2, 3, 4. You hide under the bed. They enter the room. They look like your sister. They all do. Same smile. Same voice. One of them kneels beside the bed. Whispers, "There's no more need to resist." You feel pressure in your chest. Like something's climbing into your lungs. Like your own thoughts aren't yours anymore. In the morning, you find yourself brushing your teeth. You don't remember getting out of bed. You stare into the mirror even though you know better. Your reflection smiles first. You try to speak, but the voice that comes out is hers. Not yours. Not anymore. The reflection tilts its head. Says, almost done. They don't need to take your body. They just need your habits. Your laugh. Your tone. Your favorite joke. Once they have those, the rest of you fades naturally. Like old paper soaking in water. You try to write a note. Anything to remind yourself. But your hand won't move the way you want. You try to scream. But what comes out is a joke your sister used to tell. Word for word. Beat for beat. By the time you realize what's happening, it's over. You're standing at the foot of your own bed, watching someone else sleep in your place. Watching her, your sister, tuck you in. But now you're the one standing still in the hallway. You don't breathe. You don't blink. You just watch. You are the echo now. And the loop has one more voice.